Hello. Still on the topic, widows oppressors, aka witch hunters in Nigeria. Do you know that when a man dies in Nigeria, the wife, the widow, in some tribes are shaven, they are sometimes locked up in the same room with the corpse overnight, and in some cases the corpses are washed and the woman is forced to drink the water that they've used to clean the dead body. Sometimes the woman is made to carry the corpse from one point to the other, just as a way to punish them, as a way to ill-treat them, because you've become an automatic witch because your husband died. And these things are common, these things are practiced, these things are seen as the norm. But I'm here to say that it isn't. It is not right. I want everyone, if you can share this video, I want you to start putting a stop to this thing, because it is depressing. It is saddening to think that humans are being treated in this way. And if you're lucky and your tribe doesn't fall in that category, I can bet it, you can be rest assured that you will still be ill-treated. You would not receive good treatment. You would not receive good word. There will be some relatives come up to you and talk all sorts of things just because you've lost your husband. This is not right. Now, 3 months after I lost my husband, I remember a situation where I had to go look for work, because at that time I just finished my National Youth Service, which we do in Nigeria for 1 year after you've graduated from uni or polytechnic. And so I was at that point, and when that thing happened, I had to, it's very important for me to get a job to sustain us. And it just so happened that I was just so confused at the time, because I had my certificate come through and it came in my father's name, and my youth service NYSC came through, the certificate, and it came in my husband's name. And I'd applied for change of name before he passed away, and that came through as well. So I have my names all over the place, and I thought, who the hell am I? I don't know. So putting my resume together, I'm at a loss. What do I put in there? Just the names is just such a bother. And then I consulted a couple people, and they told me, some people gave me the advice, well, because your certificate is come in your father's name, you might as well, let the resume go your name as your father's name. And then I took that advice. But I did write there that I'm married, because it's still fresh and I've not come to terms yet with, I don't know who I am. I was only 24 at the time. So I got an invite and went for this interview. And I had panel of judges, as I would call them, the interviewers. And one of them asked the question, oh, you're married? I said, yes. He said, is that your husband's name? I said, no. And I was, trying to explain it, and he wouldn't let me. He was like, oh, how is it then? I said, well, I've lost him like a few months back, and he wouldn't just let me finish. He was, so what are you doing here? I said, I'm looking for a job. He said, you lost him just 3 months, and then you're here. I said, yeah, I've got a child. I've got to put food on the table. I've got to be a mom and a dad for this child. I've got to be strong for her. What do you want from me? Well, I didn't quite have that part, but that's what I was thinking. But all the while I sat in that chair, and he was so enraged. The person on the other side of him was actually holding him down to calm down, because that's how much he was judging me. already, because in his eyes I should still be crying, I should still be mourning, and I wasn't all of that enough. And I tell you, the situation would be very different if I'd gone into that interview and he'd asked me if I was married, and I said yes. And he said, "Oh, that your husband's name?" And I said yes. He said, "Oh, that name's striking." I said, "Well, it's the royal name." And it said, "Oh, is that the..." And maybe probably told him that he's the managing director of some company, or such a big personality. He would go, "Oh, wow. Are you comfortable in your seat?" would be the next question he would ask me. And before you know it, I'd be offered that job. He'd probably go on and say, "Well, why do you need the job then?" "Oh, well, I know that it won't contribute much because my husband is already wealthy, but just so it's perceived that I'm working, that's why I want the job, so I could just add something to the pot." They would offer me that job on a plate of gold. And that is the way of Nigerians, hypocrites. I have friends, like I've said in my first video, people who I would call friends, not anymore. I don't see you as a friend if you do not fight the cause of widows. If you're not gonna help someone, please and please don't add to their hurt, because people are hurting. Don't judge anyone because you do not know. Spread this news, spread this word. It's really a burden in my heart. People are suffering these things by the day. Let us join hands together and stop this immorality in Nigeria. Thank you.